All right. Well, good morning once again. Today, for regular viewers of the channel, it's going to seem like a broken record, right? We're going to talk about a couple things that were prominent yesterday, but really they took off even again overnight, and that is the real estate market and AI taking over jobs. Just yesterday, even after all we talked about, there was some news about home selling hitting record highs and the prospect of interest rates going up. So, anybody in the real estate market, if you own a home, if you're looking to buy a home, or even if you're a renter, these things are going to affect your budget in the next 2 or 3 years. And everything we talk about is to plan for 3 or 4 years down the road, right? Everything that happens in a few years and your position in life is based on decisions you make today. And 3 or 4 years may seem like a long time, but if you go back in time 3 years, that was 2020. Think about what you were doing in 2020 or 2019. That wasn't that long ago. And I bet you could wish that you made different decisions then that would set you up in a better place today. It's kind of like predicting the lottery. If you knew the lottery numbers today, you would play those lottery numbers and win tomorrow. So these are ways to kind of set yourself up for success in the coming years. How do you do it with real estate? Well, if you're a homeowner and you're thinking about maybe moving, knowing what's going to happen with the market might determine when you're going to move. Are you going to sell your house? Are you going to buy a second house first and then flip your other house? If you're a renter, it may determine what your plans are for accelerating your buying or delaying your buying. So real estate, as we know, jumped up. And don't worry, we're going to get to AI. There's some big news with AI taking over jobs and how that is accelerating, and it's inevitable according to some experts. But on the real estate front, here's the thing: prices went up, and everybody thought it was a blip. It was a bubble. It's going to burst. Real estate will crash, and it might still do that. Nobody can predict the future with 100% certainty, but you want to go with the facts and the data behind it. At the same time, there's also been a disconnect between home prices and interest rates. Usually when interest rates go up, home prices go down. And that's not happening. And there's some reasons why. First of all, let's take a look at the actual facts, right? Home prices are going up. Home prices are not crashing as a lot of people thought they would. You're seeing the market being very what's called resilient, where they're not going down as fast as people would like. Home selling near record high again as supply shortage worsens. That's the key. It's not that the prices are going up, it's supply is getting worse. That's the trend, because behind the home price is the supply. If the supply was getting better and home prices were going up, then you would know what's going to happen in the future. Prices are a lagging indicator behind availability, right? If your home inventory is starting to get better, then eventually the prices will catch up. If the supply shortage is getting worse, the price is going to get worse because there's a lag time between the two. So if the supply shortage is actually getting worse, and you can look at the numbers, how many houses are for sale, that's going to mean that even more home price appreciation is coming. It's on the way, right? And who knows how long it's going to last? It may only last a year or 2 years, and then things get better. But what this supply shortage tells you is that the home price is not going to change anytime soon. The home price trend is not going to change. U.S. home prices surged in June to a near record high, reflecting a worsening inventory shortage. So it's not that the inventory is done getting bad. It's that it's worsening, right? So inventory got worse. Median home prices jumped 1.9% in June from the previous month. Look, that's rounded off 2%. If it gets 2% worse every month, that's 20% in a year. 24%, 2 times 12 months, right? 20% on a $400,000 house is $80,000. Now, obviously, you're not going to see a 1.9% every month, But even if you cut that in half, right, on average, if the next year home prices go up 1% per month, that means 12% in a year. Even if you round that down a little bit and say only 10%, well, the average price of a house right now, or median price, which is a little bit different than average, is 426. If you went up 10%, that would be 42,000 more, right? That would almost put you at 470,000 for a median price home. And median isn't the same as average. It means more, the same amount of houses sell higher and lower. So you may find that if you're in a market where the median is 470, in order to get any kind of a real house, you need to spend about 500 grand. Today's housing market is extraordinary. Very few homes changing hands. Well, that's why, because the inventory is so low. When one pops up that's at all usable, people are buying it. The number of available homes was down more than 47% from the typical amount in 2020. Sellers are again getting multiple offers on their homes. Remember, we had that bidding war in 2020 and 21, and it went away a little bit in 22 because the interest rates went up and people took a pause. But that seems now like it was a temporary pause. It may turn out to be, not the case, but it seems like for what we're seeing now. Remember, we see below, there are still houses that you can buy in the 200,000 range. You can check out our website, Homes Cheap. Again, we're not realtors. We're not trying to sell anything. We're just pointing out that there are available options in the 200,000 to 300,000 range that are decent houses. It may not be your dream house, may not be what you want, but if you're thinking that home prices are going to continue going up and you're a renter and you say, look, I just got to get something. So I'm a homeowner. My rent's not going to increase. I'm going to be locked into that housing escalator, right? Even if you own a home that's 250, if it goes up 10%, now it's 275, you just made 25 grand. And if you look to buy more of a dream house at a later date, at least now you have that equity that you can apply to your new house. If you rent for another year or two and home prices go up, you have no equity to apply to your next house. You just have rent down the drain. Again, everybody's situation is different. Everybody has different opinions. I'm just saying that's what would happen if prices went up, not saying it will. So the next elephant in the room that people like to talk about is interest rates, right? Well, let's wait for the interest rates to go back down. Well, maybe not. The Federal Reserve, who sets interest rates, could raise interest rates again this month. And that would affect, of course, here it talks about CDs if you have investments, but mortgages, right? Here's the deal. CDs aren't directly tied, but there's a relationship between the two. And CDs are an investment. I was in the bank the other day, and there were CDs where you could get over 5% interest on your money if you put money in. And matter of fact, if you put in 250,000, you could get close to 6% interest on your money. That's going to affect mortgage rates. The same thing. Again, they're saying that the Fed could raise interest rates. They probably will based on the employment market. If that happens, what are you going to do? Right? If the rates go up again and the prices of homes stay the same, where's that going to put you in your buying pathway? If you already are a homeowner, that may affect you as well, because you may find that if house prices go up in your neighborhood and they do a reassessment of property values next time they do a appraisal value for your taxes, your property taxes may go up. Probably not a ton, but even if it's a couple $100 a year, that's more expense. At the same time, your insurance rates are probably tied to home values. So your property insurance may edge up a little bit. So if you're an existing homeowner, unless you're looking to sell your house and not buy another one, home prices going up doesn't really benefit you. If you are planning on upgrading your house or getting into a bigger house, then you want to be a homeowner. But if you're just staying put, it really doesn't benefit you. If you're looking to move to another area and you think prices are going to continue to go up, many times the strategy, it's risky, and it requires some good capital and a good financial position, is to buy a house or property in your new location first, even if it's a year in advance, and then let your existing property appreciate for a year and then sell it. Now you have to do the math on the carrying cost of that other property, the risk that your property is not going to appreciate, carrying 2 mortgages, 2 taxes, 2 insurance payments for a year. Is it worth the potential appreciation? But there's another advantage too, in that if you try to time the purchase and sale of 2 different houses to be at the same time. Look, if you want to buy your new house and sell your old house at the same time, now you're locked in to whatever inventory is available at the time you sell your house. So if you put your house for sale and you get an offer, you get a contract, that contract normally is going to close within 30 days, maybe 45 days. So now you're limited to only the homes available in your new location that are available in that 30-day window. And right now, with inventory being low, you might have to buy a house that's not ideal for you. But if you take your time and you just buy a house, you look over the course of 6 months, 8 months, a year, and you wait for the right house to show up and you jump on it, because you're going to have to jump on it right now in this market, and you buy that house. Now you have a 6 or 8 or 12-month window of inventory that you can watch to see what pops up that's available, and buy that house, get settled in. It's easier to move because you're not rushed. You don't have to move within 72 hours. You can gradually shuttle things over. Maybe if you want to do painting or new carpet at the new house or new flooring, you have time to do that before you move in. Maybe you're going to buy some new furniture. You can get that set up, get your moving set up. You can maybe make 2 or 3 trips. It's cheaper to move if you do some of it yourself, and then maybe have a moving company move the big stuff at one point. So there's an advantage to having an overlap of your residences, even if you're a renter moving from one apartment to another. I know it's tough to do because you might have 1 month of overlapping rent, but it's easier to move. It's more comfortable. You're not rushed. You're not stressed out. So that's a strategy for moving. When we come back in a second, we're going to take a look at some very disturbing and troubling AI news for employees. What's coming in the employment market for job hunters, existing employees, and what generation gap is going to be most affected by AI. All right, here we go. According to the news that came out today, artificial intelligence is almost certain to take over jobs. According to an AI advisor, it's inevitable that jobs will be more automated. And this particular approach has to do with Great Britain and England. Protecting British jobs will be a challenge as artificial intelligence systems become more advanced. This is from the government's AI task force. So the government is already recognizing this. Technology will affect our lives and have an impact. There have already been reports of multiple job losses as companies are choosing to use AI tools instead of actual humans, right? And that's something that we talk about, actual humans. Others believe these developments will also usher in a new human jobs. Well, maybe not. Who's going to be affected by it? Gen Z. I love this graphic, right? Here's a Gen Zer, and there's an AI tapping him on the shoulder and saying, hey, you're fired, right? Gen Z is heading for a career calamity. That sounds kind of ominous, doesn't it? The AI boom has become a boon for companies, a benefit for companies who want to automate away many other monotonous tasks in the name of becoming more efficient. You notice it's in quotes. And a lot of these mundane tasks are part of your job. Your job is probably not completely these mundane tasks, but it's part of your job. Plus, it might be an entry-level way. It was a critical part of development, a way to earn your stripes in the workplace. So if these mundane tasks are not available to enter into a company, how are you going to get on the career path, right? If AI are doing these jobs, tackling grunt work and hoping to learn a job isn't a great way to start a career. Corporate America has left young workers with few other options. Training programs are being gutted because training programs are what gets some of these mundane tasks done. Now that AI can do it, you don't need these training programs. Young workers are headed towards a career calamity. Managerial obsession with AI threatens to undermine their ability to launch a career. Nobody wants to teach anymore. Here's why. Because if you are an employer and you're a manager, why would you teach entry-level people to do something if AI is going to be able to do that anyways? Right? Gen Z is behind the 8 ball even before their first day on the job. This is a big deal, right? Once young workers do finally break into the corporate world, they face another reality. Companies have no interest in helping them move up the career ladder because the career ladder is being compressed. It's being shrunken down because AI is filling in a lot of these gaps. Even a high-profile event from this week, this writer strike in Hollywood, has to do with AI. You know, the writers and actors are striking in Hollywood, mostly because on the surface, it seems like the industry's changing, right? There's not blockbuster movies or television. Everything is streaming, and even streaming is shrinking. A lot of people are canceling their streaming accounts because of the economy. And the writers are losing money and the actors are losing money. But what they're going to find is the use of AI is jeopardizing even writing jobs, right? For writers, it's about computer writing scripts for us, and then we brought in to just edit it and make it sound more American or whatever, right? So in the past, a writer would write the script for a TV program or for a screenplay or for a movie, and that would be a big time job. Now a computer writes the script, most of it, and the editor just hops in at the end and does a little bit of work. This is what we're talking about. The AI may not take over a complete job, but it might be able to do 50 or 60 or 70% of the job, which means you need less actual humans to actually do the job because the AI is doing a lot of that basic structure of the script, the blocking, the storyboards. A lot of that can be done with AI, and a lot of these entertainment industry employees are feeling the pain. Residual payments for younger workers on streaming are less than what they should be compared to writers who earn residual for network television shows. And this is going to be something that's a domino effect, right? As more AI can be used for everything from scripting, from storyboarding, to scheduling, you're going to need less actual humans in the entertainment industry, and the payments, the residual payments, will gradually, the tap will get shut off. They'll go to a trickle, and then there'll be nothing. This is just one example. This is the entertainment industry. This is going to happen in all over the place. But if you're seeing the entertainment industry, which is normally relatively lucrative, already on strike over this, what does that tell you for other industries which are not as high profile? You're only hearing about the entertainment industry because it's high profile. People cover that. People in the news are kind of related to it, so they make it a big deal. They're going to give it some publicity. But even other types of businesses and professions, as it's affected by it, you may not hear it as much until it shows up on your doorstep.
Are you tired of automated systems and chatbots when you need assistance? Experience actualhuman.com and connect with real professionals, not automation. At actualhuman.com, we bring you a network of professionals who are excited to answer your questions and provide guidance. Getting started is easy. Let us show you how. Here's how it works. Step 1. Select the best date and time for your video call. Step 2. Describe your situation and the areas you're looking for advice. Step 3. Connect one-on-one with an expert and get the undivided attention that you deserve. Experience